Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Yeah.
We dive deep into topics that you are curious about.
That's right.
And today we're tackling a really mind-bending topic.
Yeah.
It's how AI and robotics could break capitalism.
Yeah.
So you sent us some excerpts from a book.
Okay.
It's called AI and Robotics Break Capitalism
Interesting.
by Paramendra Kumar Bhagat.
Okay.
And we're going to unpack those ideas with you today.
All right. Sounds good.
So this idea that our current economic systems could be broken by AI and robotics,
Right.
specifically capitalism.
Especially capitalism.
That's kind of a fascinating premise.
It is a fascinating premise. The author's core argument is that capitalism in all its forms
Right.
relies on the idea of scarcity.
Okay,
So limited resources, supply and demand.
got it.
But AI and robotics have the potential to create a world of abundance
Okay,
where things are plentiful.
help me understand this.
Yes.
If robots are making everything,
Right.
AI is making it super efficient to produce and distribute goods and services.
Okay.
What happens to the whole idea of markets and prices?
Right.
Like, does economics even work the same way
That's the big question.
in an abundant world?
That's the crux of the issue. The author suggests that capitalism as we know it struggles to adapt to a world where things are no longer scarce.
Okay.
So if production costs plummet because robots are doing the work and goods can be replicated almost effortlessly,
Yeah.
then traditional pricing models start to crumble.
So it's not just about cheaper stuff. It's about the whole foundation of how we value things
It is.
getting shaken up.
Yeah, and it gets even more complicated
Yeah.
when you consider the impact on labor.
Right.
So if automation takes over a significant portion of jobs,
Mm-hmm.
what happens to the workforce?
Right.
How do people earn a living in a world where their labor is no longer necessary?
That's a huge question.
It is a huge question.
And I could see how this would lead to even more wealth
Yes.
concentrated in the hands of very few. Who owns the technology?
Right.
The companies behind AI and robotics.
Exactly.
It's like a whole new level of economic disparity.
And the author delves into how this disruption plays out across different forms of capitalism.
Okay.
It's not just free market capitalism.
Right.
It impacts state-controlled capitalism,
Got it.
crony capitalism,
Yeah.
even systems rife with corruption.
So regardless of what flavor of capitalism we're talking about,
Yeah.
AI and robotics throw a wrench in the works.
Precisely, AI and robotics challenge the very foundation of capitalism,
Okay.
labor capital and markets.
So they disrupt
Yes.
how we produce, distribute, and value things.
Exactly.
This isn't just some abstract theory, though, is it?
it's not.
I mean, we're seeing glimpses of this disruption in the real world already.
Right.
Tesla's AI-driven factories,
Uh-huh.
churning out cars with minimal human intervention.
Yeah.
Amazon is using algorithms to predict our shopping habits,
Yeah,
dominate retail.
that's right.
Even healthcare is being transformed. Things like IBM's Watson, assisting with diagnoses.
And let's not forget the transportation sector.
Right.
Companies like Waymo,
Oh.
Tesla, again,
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries of autonomous vehicles.
Driving.
Self-driving,
Yeah.
even education is being impacted.
Right.
Platforms like Khan Academy,
No.
Coursera,
Yeah.
providing access to knowledge that was unimaginable a few years ago.
So it's really a force
Yeah,
that's reshaping every aspect of our lives.
I think so.
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
China.
Yeah.
The outline specifically highlights China
Okay.
as a case study.
Interesting.
So they've built this economic powerhouse
Right.
on this blend of state-controlled capitalism, rapid technological advancement.
Okay.
But how does that system,
Yeah.
which relies on central control,
Right.
cope with a technology like AI
Right.
that thrives on decentralization?
That's a fascinating paradox.
It is.
So China is pouring resources into becoming a global leader in AI,
Right.
but the very nature of the technology clashes
Yeah.
with their desire for control.
Totally.
So imagine a government that thrives on controlling information, facing a force that makes knowledge more accessible than ever before.
Okay.
It's a recipe for some serious friction.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it's not just about information.
Right.
China's economic rise has been heavily dependent on manufacturing.
Yeah.
So what happens when AI-powered robots start taking over those jobs?
Yeah.
It seems like they're caught between this transformative power of AI
Right.
and trying to maintain their grip on their system.
Right.
The irony is that while the CCP is using AI for surveillance and control, those same tools could be used to expose their own vulnerabilities.
Interesting.
So it raises a question about China's long-term sustainability.
Okay.
Are they setting themselves up for a major disruption?
Oh.
Or can they adapt and maintain their model?
It's mind-boggling to think about the implications for China. But what about the bigger picture?
Right.
This goes beyond China. It suggests that AI and robotics could challenge traditional forms of government in general,
Okay.
especially those that are corrupt, inefficient,
Yeah.
or overly controlling.
What's fascinating is the potential for AI
Okay.
to empower citizens and erode censorship.
Got it.
So think about decentralized knowledge access powered by AI tools
Right.
that allow information to spread even in the most tightly controlled environments.
That's a wild thought.
It is a wild thought.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
AI can break down information barriers. It can be a game changer for freedom of speech and transparency.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about circumventing censorship.
Right.
The outline also highlights how AI can promote transparency in governance,
Okay.
streamline clunky bureaucratic processes, even help law enforcement fight crime more effectively.
Right. We're talking about using tools like blockchain, track government spending, root out corruption,
Right.
AI algorithms to analyze massive data sets, identify patterns of criminal activity.
Okay, so AI could be a force for good in governance.
It could.
But it also seems like there's a flip side to this.
There is.
Couldn't these same tools be used by authoritarian regimes
Potentially.
to strengthen their grip on power?
Yes. It's a double-edged sword.
That's a conversation we definitely need to have.
We do.
Now I want to shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Delve into the philosophical side of this AI thing.
All right.
So the outline challenges us to rethink what it means to be human.
Okay.
In an age where machines can think, learn,
Right.
and maybe even simulate emotions, it's kind of an existential crisis.
It is an existential crisis.
The author suggests that the classic idea,
Yeah.
I think, therefore I am, may no longer be sufficient
Okay.
to define what it means to be human.
I see.
So if AI can think, create,
Right.
maybe even exhibit something like emotions,
Yeah.
what sets us apart?
Right.
What is the essence of humanness that cannot be replicated by machines?
That's the question.
The outline offers an alternative perspective, right?
It does.
This concept of humans as souls.
Exactly. So the author argues that we are more than our minds and bodies. There's a deeper essence, a soul, that defines our humanity.
Okay.
So if we view ourselves through that lens,
Right.
then AI takes on a different role.
Okay.
It becomes a tool,
Got it.
an extension of our capability.
Okay, so not a competitor,
Not a competitor.
but a tool.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Instead of fearing AI, we learn to work with it. Let it handle the things it's good at.
Right.
And we focus on the uniquely human aspects of life.
Exactly.
Think of it this way.
Yeah.
Even in healthcare, AI is making strides. It can assist with diagnosis and treatment,
Yeah.
but it can't replace
Right.
the human element of care and compassion.
I agree.
So if AI can think, create, and maybe even simulate emotions,
Yeah.
what truly makes us unique?
What does?
What is it about being human that AI can never replicate?
That is a profound question.
It is.
And it leads us to another aspect of the outline,
Okay.
the Calquist Manifesto.
Oh, wow.
So it's presented as a blueprint
Okay.
for achieving universal peace and prosperity
All right.
in this new world shaped by AI and robotics.
So it's like a utopian vision.
It's a utopian vision for a post-scarcity world.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this Calquist Manifesto.
Right.
What are its core principles?
Well, it's a blend of inspiration from historical messianic traditions, like those found in Judaism and Christianity.
Got it.
But it also grounds itself in secular ideals like utopian socialism.
Okay.
So it envisions a world where everyone has access to resources.
Okay.
Work is decoupled from survival. Sustainability is paramount.
Okay.
Technology is embraced for the betterment of humanity.
Got it.
And global collaboration is the norm.
Wow. That sounds like a complete overhaul of our current systems.
It is.
Is it just a theoretical thought experiment?
That's the fascinating part.
Okay.
They're actually trying to put these principles into practice.
Really? Where?
The outline highlights Nepal, as the chosen pilot country.
Wow.
So they're laying the groundwork for this post-capitalist society.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
So they're actually building this new world in Nepal.
They are.
I need to hear more about this.
We will.
What kind of progress are they making?
Yeah.
What challenges are they facing?
Right.
Is it actually working?
Well, that's a conversation for another time. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
And there's so much more to explore.
My mind is buzzing.
It is a lot to take in.
I can't wait to dive deeper into this
We will.
Calcust experiment in Nepal
Yes.
and explore what it might mean for the future of, well, everything.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. All right,
Well-
so we'll leave it there for now.
We'll leave it there for now.
But let these ideas simmer,
Yes. Let them simmer.
and we'll pick up where we left off next time.
Sounds good.
Until then,
Until then.
keep those brains engaged
Yeah.
and those imaginations firing.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're back,
Yes, we are.
ready to delve deeper into this Calcust experiment
All right.
that you mentioned
Yeah.
last time we were talking about AI and robotics,
Uh-huh.
potentially shaking the foundations of capitalism.
All right.
And this Calcust manifesto
Yeah.
seems like it's taking that disruption
Yeah.
and running with it,
Yes.
actually trying to build a new system in Nepal.
Yeah, they are.
It's wild.
It is a bold undertaking.
It is.
So the outline paints this picture of Nepal
Okay.
as a testing ground for these post-capitalist ideas,
Yeah.
a place where they're putting theory into practice.
Give me the details.
Okay.
How are they actually implementing these Calcust principles?
So one of the key areas they're focusing on is community empowerment. So they're creating systems where local communities are directly involved
Yeah.
in decision-making processes,
Uh-huh.
shaping their own futures.
So imagine true grassroots democracy
Yes.
powered by AI tools
Uh-huh.
that give everyone a voice,
Yeah.
even in remote villages.
That's the idea.
That's amazing.
It is ambitious.
Is that even
Now,
possible?
They're making strides.
Okay.
The outline points to how they're modernizing agriculture,
Right.
using AI to optimize everything
Uh-huh.
from planting to resource management.
Okay.
So they're essentially leveraging technology
Right.
to make their agricultural systems more efficient
Ah,
and sustainable.
and they're seeing economic growth as a result.
They are seeing real economic growth.
So they're proving that progress
Yes.
and sustainability
Mm-hmm.
can go hand in hand.
That's the idea.
That's a powerful message.
It is a powerful message.
It extends beyond agriculture
It extends beyond agriculture.
to other sectors.
Healthcare, education.
Wow.
So they're building a system
Okay.
where access to those services is a right, not a privilege.
Right.
And they're using AI to make it all possible.
This is really inspiring stuff.
It is inspiring.
But I'm also curious about the flip side.
Okay,
What about the challenges?
right.
No major societal shift happens without bumps in the road, right?
Absolutely. The outline doesn't shy away from the difficulties.
Huh.
Infrastructure is a major hurdle.
In what way?
Reliable internet access to those remote villages.
Uh-huh.
Consistent power supply for all these new technologies.
Right.
It's a massive undertaking,
Especially in a country like Nepal,
especially in a country like Nepal.
with diverse geography and, varying levels of development.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like trying to build a futuristic society on top of an outdated foundation.
It is a bit like that. What other challenges are they facing?
Well, there's the human element.
Okay.
The outline talks about cultural barriers.
Right.
People hesitant to embrace radical change.
Especially when it comes to technology. Especially when it comes to technology.
Yeah.
So it's a reminder that progress isn't just about implementing new systems. It's about bringing people along,
Okay.
addressing their concerns,
Yeah.
building trust.
Like trying to bridge the gap
Yes,
between tradition and innovation.
it is.
That's got to be tricky.
It's tricky,
And then there's political opposition, too.
of course.
Anytime you challenge the status quo,
Yeah,
you're bound to face resistance
absolutely.
from those who benefit from the existing system.
That's right.
It's a constant negotiation,
Yes.
a balancing act
Yeah.
between pushing for change
Uh-huh.
and navigating those complexities
Yeah.
of power dynamics
It's a delicate dance.
and the financial hurdles as well.
Yes.
I mean, transforming an entire society
Right.
requires significant investment,
It does.
and securing funding for long-term projects
Uh-huh.
while addressing immediate needs.
Right.
That's a constant challenge.
It's constant challenge.
And they're dependent on fostering these international partnerships,
Yeah, they are.
attracting outside investment,
Yeah.
which can be a complex process
Very complex.
with its own set of political and economic considerations.
It is.
It sounds like they're facing a whole spectrum of challenges. They are technological,
Yeah.
social, political, and financial.
That's right. It's a monumental task.
It is.
But they're approaching it with this spirit of experimentation,
Yeah.
willingness to learn and adapt.
So it's as much about the process
It is.
as it is about the outcome.
Yeah, so the Nepal project,
Okay.
it's like a living laboratory
Mhm.
for these Keltgist principles.
Okay.
They're constantly iterating,
Yeah.
refining their approach,
Right.
learning from both their successes and setbacks.
So what are some of the key takeaways from Nepal so far?
So one major takeaway is the importance of adaptability.
Okay.
The outline emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
What works in Kathmandu
Yeah.
might not translate to a remote mountain village.
So it's about customization,
Yes.
not just replication.
Exactly. It's about understanding the
Yeah.
specific needs and challenges of
Yeah.
each community, finding solutions that resonate
Right.
with their unique circumstances.
What other key insights have emerged?
Another crucial lesson is the importance of building trust.
Okay.
So the outline highlights
Yeah.
how transparency and open communication
Right.
have been vital
Yeah.
for gaining the support of those local communities.
Okay.
People need to feel like they're part of the process,
Right.
not just having something imposed on them.
Makes sense.
It does.
If you're asking people to embrace such a radical shift,
Yeah.
they need to feel some ownership over
They
it.
need to feel ownership.
And while technology is a core element,
It is.
they've learned that it can't be a tech-first approach.
It can't be tech first.
It's got to be about empowering people,
Empowering.
not just replacing them with robots.
Exactly.
It's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between human ingenuity
Uh-huh.
and technological advancement.
That's the key.
So it's not about technology dictating the terms.
Yeah.
It's about humans using technology as a tool.
Yes, as a tool to achieve their goals.
And that means ensuring that the benefits of technology
Uh-huh.
are accessible to everyone,
It does.
not just a select few.
Right.
There's a strong emphasis on equity and inclusivity
There is.
in this Calculus model,
Yeah,
ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to thrive
that's right.
in this new world,
Uh-huh.
regardless of their background or location.
That's the goal.
I'm really impressed with how thoughtfully they're approaching this.
It is impressive.
But could this be scaled up to a
That-
global level?
That's the ultimate test.
It is.
So could the lessons from Nepal be applied
Right.
to other countries,
Uh-huh.
even those with vastly different
Yeah.
cultures and economic systems? The outline suggests that it is possible, but it would require a massive collective effort.
To global collaboration.
Global collaboration on an unprecedented scale.
We're talking about sharing knowledge,
Yes.
resources,
Yeah.
best practices across borders.
That's right.
It would demand a willingness to learn from each other,
It would.
adapt these principles
Yes.
to different contexts,
Uh-huh.
find common ground,
Yes.
despite our differences.
That's the challenge.
So it's not about imposing a single model
It's not.
on the entire world.
No, it's about identifying the core principles that are working
Okay.
and then finding creative ways to apply those principles
Yeah.
to different situations.
So let's say hypothetically,
Yeah.
the world decides to give this Calculist vision a shot.
Okay.
What would the roles of different stakeholders be?
Right.
I mean, who would be responsible for making it happen?
Okay.
What would governments need to do?
All right.
Corporations,
Yeah.
everyday people like you and me.
So it would require a concerted effort from all sectors of society.
All right, so governments would need to take the lead
Governments would need to take the lead.
on policy and legislation.
Yes. Creating a framework
Right.
for this new economic paradigm.
So we're talking about a pretty significant shift
We are
in
a
how governments operate.
significant shift.
Yeah.
It would require a more proactive approach.
Go.
A government's taking a more active role
Right.
in shaping the economy
Uh-huh.
and ensuring social well-being.
Okay, what does that look like in practice?
Well, we're talking about things like a universal basic income,
Okay,
providing a financial safety net,
got it.
enacting laws to promote sustainability,
Right.
environmental protection,
Yeah.
investing heavily in infrastructure,
Uh-huh.
especially digital connectivity,
So bridging the digital divide.
bridging the digital divide.
Okay.
It's a very different approach to governance.
It is.
Prioritizing collective well-being over individual gain.
But what about corporations?
Right.
This Calculist manifesto kind of challenges their whole profit-driven ethos, doesn't it?
It does.
So less about the bottom line
Yeah,
and more about the greater good.
more about the greater good.
Okay.
So the outline argues that corporations still have a vital role,
Okay.
but their focus would need to shift
Right.
from maximizing shareholder profits
Mm-hmm.
to a more socially conscious approach,
So embracing corporate social responsibility,
embracing corporate social responsibility.
prioritizing ethical practices,
Yes.
investing in employee retraining,
For the digital economy.
okay, and focusing their innovation
Yeah.
on renewable energy,
Yes.
sustainable solutions.
It's about aligning their business goals
Yeah.
with the broader goals of society.
And contributing to a more just
Yes.
and sustainable future.
That's the idea.
That sounds like a pretty radical shift
It is a radical shift.
for the corporate world.
Yeah. But it aligns with that overall Calcutist vision.
It does.
What about us?
Right. What about us?
The everyday people.
What role do we play in all of this?
The role of citizens is crucial.
Okay.
It's about demanding better
Okay.
from our leaders, from corporations,
Right.
and from ourselves.
Okay.
Holding those in power accountable.
Right.
Pushing for transparency and fairness.
Yeah.
And ensuring that this transition
Right.
actually benefits all of humanity.
Not just a select few.
Yeah, not just a select few.
So bottom-up pressure.
Bottom-up pressure.
People demanding a more just and equitable world.
Exactly. It's about citizens raising their voices,
Okay.
organizing,
Yeah.
and driving change from the ground up.
So demanding a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
To thrive, not just survive.
This is inspiring.
It is inspiring.
But even if we get everyone on board,
Okay.
governments, corporations, individuals,
Yeah.
this transition won't be easy.
It won't be easy.
I mean, we're talking about upending centuries
Uh-huh.
of established economic and social structures.
That's right.
There are bound to be growing pains.
Of course, the outline acknowledges that there
Right.
will be challenges,
Right.
setbacks, unintended consequences along the way.
It's a profound transformation of society.
It is.
And that kind of change is never smooth
Yo,
or predictable.
it's going to be messy.
Yeah.
So it's going to require patience, perseverance,
Oh.
willingness to learn
Yeah.
and adapt as we go.
So it's not about expecting perfection from the outset.
no.
It's about embracing the messiness of change
Yes. Embracing the messiness.
and committing to that long-term vision.
That long-term vision.
We've got the vision.
We do.
We've got the pilot project in Nepal.
Right.
We've talked about the roles of governments, corporations, and individuals.
Yes.
But what does all of this actually look like in practice?
Right.
What would a world
Yeah.
powered by these Calcaeus principles
Uh-huh.
actually feel like
Okay.
for the average person?
Right.
What would daily life be like in a post-capitalist society?
That's the question we'll delve into next.
Okay, I'm ready. All right, I'm ready to have my mind blown. Last time we left off talking about what a Calcaeist world might look like in practice.
Right.
So paint me a picture. What would daily life be like for someone living in this post-capitalist society?
It's a world that challenges a lot of our assumptions
Okay.
about work value and even what it means to live a good life.
Okay.
Imagine a society where basic necessities are no longer a source of stress or struggle.
Okay.
Things like food, housing, healthcare, education,
Yeah.
those are considered fundamental rights accessible to everyone.
So I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
Does that mean everyone gets a free house, unlimited food, a personal robot chef?
Well, maybe not a robot chef for everyone just yet.
Okay.
But the idea is that in a Calcust economy, no one goes without those essential needs.
Okay.
So food security is achieved through AI-powered agriculture,
Right.
producing an abundance of healthy food,
Uh-huh.
distributed efficiently to ensure everyone has enough.
So no more hunger, no more malnutrition.
That's the goal.
That's incredible.
It is.
But how do they make sure there's enough for everyone?
Well, the outline suggests that AI plays a key role in optimizing resource allocation,
Okay.
predicting demand,
Uh-huh.
minimizing waste.
So creating a system
Yes,
that's both highly productive and incredibly efficient.
that's the idea.
Okay, and what about healthcare?
Right.
You mentioned that being a fundamental right as well.
Yeah, imagine a universal healthcare system
Uh-huh.
where AI assists with diagnosis and treatment,
Mhm.
making high-quality medical care accessible to all,
Regardless of their income or location.
regardless of income or location.
So preventative care is emphasized.
Preventative care is emphasized.
Okay.
AI is used to develop personalized health plans,
Right.
monitor well-being,
Uh-huh.
catch potential issues early on.
So it sounds like a healthcare system focused on keeping people healthy.
Yes,
not just treating them when they're sick.
exactly.
That's a huge shift.
It's a big shift.
And this focus on well-being extends to education, too.
It does.
Okay.
The Calcist vision emphasizes lifelong learning
Right.
with these personalized education platforms
Yeah.
tailored to each individual's needs and learning styles.
So it's not just about getting everyone a basic education.
It's not just about the basics.
It's about providing the tools and resources for people to continuously learn and grow
That's the idea.
throughout their lives.
Lifelong learning.
Wow. Okay, so it's about empowering individuals
Yes.
to reach their full potential.
Yeah, whatever that may look like for them.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all fits together.
Yeah.
But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
The world today is full of inequality.
It is.
So how does this system address that gap
Okay.
between the haves and the have-nots?
Right.
Does everyone just get the same amount of everything?
It's not about everyone having the exact same things.
Okay.
It's about ensuring that everyone has access to what they need
Right.
to live a dignified and fulfilling life.
Okay.
The Calcus Manifesto emphasizes equity, fairness, social justice. It advocates for things like a universal basic income, which provides that financial safety net for everyone,
Right.
regardless of their work status.
That's a pretty radical idea.
It is a radical idea.
But I can see how it would create a sense of security.
It would.
Allow people to pursue their passions without fear of financial ruin.
That's the goal.
And it's not just about providing a basic income.
No, it's not.
This Calcus model also promotes policies that empower
Yes,
historically disadvantaged communities.
that's right.
Addressing those systemic inequalities,
Right.
ensuring that everyone has a fair shot at opportunity.
Everyone has a fair shot.
So it's about creating a society
Yes,
where everyone can thrive, not just a privileged few.
that's the idea.
Okay, this all sounds pretty utopian,
It does.
but I can't help but wonder how it addresses some of the big challenges we're facing right now.
Like what?
Things like climate change, geopolitical tensions, resource scarcity.
Okay.
How would a Caucasus economy actually tackle these issues?
Well, on the environmental front, sustainability is a core tenet of the Calcist vision.
Okay.
So we're talking about things like transitioning to 100% renewable energy sources,
Okay.
adopting circular economy principles
Right.
to minimize waste and pollution,
Uh-huh.
and using AI for climate modeling,
Right.
resource management, and developing sustainable solutions.
So it's about recognizing that we need to live in harmony with the planet,
Yes,
not just exploit it for short-term gain.
exactly. And using our technology to find solutions
Right.
to the environmental challenges we've created.
Okay, what about the political side of things?
Right.
I mean, the world feels increasingly divided
It does.
with conflict and tension everywhere.
Yeah.
So how could this new economic model help with that?
Well, the Calcist Manifesto emphasizes global cooperation and shared prosperity
Okay.
as key pathways to peace.
So when everyone's needs are met
Mm-hmm.
and resources are distributed equitably,
All right.
there's less incentive for conflict.
Less incentive for conflict. So it's about addressing the root causes of that conflict.
Poverty and inequality.
Poverty, inequality, competition for resources.
Right.
And it's about fostering a sense of interconnectedness,
Okay.
recognizing that we're all part of one global community,
Yeah.
encouraging cultural exchange, understanding, promoting dialogue and diplomacy.
Instead of aggression and isolationism.
That's right.
It's like a shift in consciousness.
It is a shift in consciousness.
Yeah, a move from an us versus them mentality
Right.
to a we're all in this together perspective.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective is what ultimately underlies this Calcist vision.
So recognizing our shared humanity,
Yes.
working together to create a world that works for everyone.
A world that works for everyone.
We've talked a lot about these big picture changes,
We have.
the societal shifts, the utopian ideals,
Yeah.
but I want to zoom in on the individual experience for a second.
Okay.
So if I were living in this Calcist world,
Uh-huh.
how would my life actually be different? What would I be doing with my time? What would bring me joy and purpose?
Imagine a world where you don't have to worry about putting food on the table,
Okay.
keeping a roof over your head.
Right.
Your basic needs are met,
Uh-huh.
freeing you to pursue your passions,
Yeah.
contribute to your community,
Oh,
explore your creativity, simply enjoy life
right.
without that pressure of economic survival.
It sounds idyllic,
It does.
but also a bit daunting.
In what way?
What if I don't know what my passions are?
Okay.
What if I'm not sure how to contribute?
Right.
It feels like there's a lot of pressure to find meaning and purpose.
It's not about pressure.
Okay,
It's about opportunity.
got it.
The Calquist vision sees work not as a means to an end, but as an expression of our creativity,
Right.
a way to contribute to the well-being of society.
So finding work that aligns with our values
Yeah,
and brings us fulfillment,
that's right.
not just a paycheck.
Not just a paycheck.
And recognizing that our contributions can take many forms.
Many forms.
It might be artistic expression, scientific discovery, community organizing, caring for others.
That's right.
The possibilities really are
The
endless.
possibilities are endless.
And in this world,
Yeah.
people are free to pursue what brings them joy and purpose
Yes.
without the constraints of economic necessity.
Exactly.
This all sounds incredible.
It does.
Almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
So if we have the technology and the resources to create this kind of world, why aren't we already living in this Calcate paradise?
That's the question.
What's holding us back?
Well, there are challenges both practical and philosophical.
Yeah.
We talked about infrastructure development, the cultural shifts,
Right.
the complexities of global cooperation.
Yeah?
But maybe the biggest obstacle is our own mindset.
In what sense?
We're so accustomed to thinking in terms of scarcity, competition, and individual gain
Right.
that it's hard to wrap our minds around a system based on abundance, collaboration, and collective well-being.
So we need a mental upgrade
We need a mental upgrade
to match the technological advancement.
to match the technology.
Yeah.
So it requires a paradigm shift,
Right.
a fundamental change in how we view the world and our place in it.
And that transformation takes time,
It does.
effort, a willingness to challenge our deeply ingrained beliefs.
That's right.
So where do we go from here?
Okay.
What can we do as individuals
Yeah.
to help make this vision a reality?
Right.
It all feels so big and overwhelming.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed.
It is.
But remember that every great movement
Yeah.
starts with the single step.
Okay.
So the first step is to keep the conversation going.
All right. So talk to your friends,
Talk to your friends,
family, colleagues
family, colleagues
about these ideas.
about these ideas.
Question the status quo.
Question the status quo.
Challenge assumptions. Explore alternative possibilities.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to imagine a better world.
Don't be afraid to imagine.
So shifting the narrative,
Shifting the narrative.
expanding our collective imagination
Yes.
to envision a future that's more just equitable and sustainable.
That's what we need.
And it's about taking action,
It is about taking action.
however small it may seem.
Whatever you can do.
So support organizations that are working to build this new world,
Yes.
whether it's through donations, volunteering, simply spreading awareness.
That's right.
Advocate for policies
Yes.
that align with these principles, and most importantly, live your life in a way that reflects these values.
Yes.
Be kind, be compassionate, be a force for positive change in your own community.
Be the change.
It's about aligning our actions with our aspirations.
It is.
Living the change we want to see.
That's right.
And never underestimate the power of your own voice.
Never underestimate your voice.
Speak up, demand better
Yes.
from our leaders,
Our leaders.
and inspire others to join the movement.
Inspire others.
The future is not something that happens to us.
Right.
It's something we create together.
We create it together.
That's a powerful message to end on.
It is.
So if you're feeling inspired by this Calquist vision,
Yeah.
don't let that inspiration fade.
Don't let it fade,
Take action, however small,
however small.
and be part of the movement
Yes.
to build a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the future.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it sparked your imagination,
I hope so.
giving you hope that a better world is possible.
A better world is possible.
Until next time,
Until next time.
keep diving deep,
Yes.
keep dreaming big,
Keep dreaming big.
and keep believing that we can create a future worthy of our shared humanity.
Absolutely.